It's a long time no see, guys, or my gentle audience. So, why don't I start with apologizing to the fact that I have not posted anything in a week, and that's because I was going to try and make a break or take a break. So we kind of got a month off, so I decided why not 2 weeks off. And well, I was, but then I saw this video called "What If Deku Had Cremation" by What If Logic, which that's what the warning sign was about. And I'm just like, wow, what he did was amazing. But I would have changed a couple things, and so I decided to do it too. So because this was inspired by What If Logic, then obviously there is gonna have some similarities, such as Todoroki being a girl and other things like that. But yeah. Why don't we just go with other things about the video? So, first of all, I'm sorry for the birds in the background. There's a lot of them today. Actually, no, there's very little today. But, they're still a little bit noisy. And, well, for the most part of the video, I'm gonna keep, Deku's secret, how do I say, a mystery. And this is due to the simple fact that I'm trying to, like, build up suspense till the end. And, well, that's it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, the like goal is 10 likes. Well, am I missing anything? No, I don't seem to be. So, I'm just gonna jump right into the video. All I want stories out.
Found a little bit of light, trying to find my heart. Funny when I break out a lifestyle dark. Honey when I write, get a tight flow spark. What a psycho chart, playing dice, go starter. Who are you? Better know yourself. Know your soul, gotta know your wealth. Slow your roll, get a hold, don't melt. And don't you fall when I feel like hell. Well, who am I? Am I me? I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Writing, trying to get myself a lamb color trust for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click, bang, feeling rage. Feeling fire in my brain, feel insane. And the story, feel the flame. 45 to my brain, praying for it, please help. No glory.
Now that the announcements are over, it's time to begin with the what if. So we start off with Deku, Kid Deku, staring at a man who just happens to be engulfed in blue flames, screaming and yelling how much it burns, how much it hurts. Then we we cut to Deku watching the whole room being engulfed in flames. And Deku's just scared. He's just like airy. He has this face on his look like everything's going wrong, and well, then the roof collapses and it falls on Deku. Now Deku's screaming of how much it burns and how much it hurts. Then we skip to Deku waking up on his bed, panting, and he left out a little yell, which actually he worried his mother, who came into the room saying to check if her little boy was okay. She asks, "Are you okay, Izuku?" Which Deku just replies, "Yeah, I'm fine," wiping the tears that he grew due to the nightmare. He then later decided to put on his clothes since he only had 3 minutes before the alarm was about to go off. So he decided to get ready and he went downstairs to the only form of socializing that he actually enjoys throughout his entire day: breakfast. He sits down, and well, his mom puts his food down, and she sits down to eat with him as well. And it's just him, his mom, his father, and that's about it. No one else. And they just start to eat. And his father's just like, "Wow, how much you've grown. It seems like yesterday when you were only 7 years old." And he just looks and just like, sure. Trying to ignore his father the best as he can. So, what are you gonna do with your life? You're almost a man, so why don't you decide to be a hero with an amazing quirk as powerful as yours. As an Inko slams his hand on the desk, I mean her hand, on the desk, and goes, "Really? The first day of middle school and you're gonna bring this up?" As in Deku just decides to get up from the table, and he starts to finish the rest of his food at his house. I mean, not his house, his room. Not at his room, in his room. While he's just trying to tone out with his own music the arguments that Inko and his father are having. Well, Deku goes downstairs and, well, he's leaving to go to his high school. It's the first day of 8th grade, and, well, he has to get there, you know. Well, he's stopped by his mother, who finally stopped arguing with Say, and just goes, "I hope you have an amazing day, honey." Which he turns around and smiles at his mom, saying, "Thank you." As then he opens the door and just leaves. Also picking up a couple things in the shop, which, yes, they do own a shop. Forgot to mention that. And, well, he kinda just goes to school. And it's a normal day of school. There's no one special. Teacher asks what they all want to do, and he just passes out the papers. There's everyone. And there's a lot of different career choices. Journalism, accountant, other things. There was a couple heroes, but no one who actually decided to go to UA. When I say no one, I mean no one. Not even Deku decided to go into UA. Actually, Deku took up journalism, since he has this weird habit of actually taking notes on the heroes he sees. Deku gets up, and, well, he just walks home after the school day's over, stopping by to actually watch as Kirishima, yes, I said Kirishima, the rock-hearted head in Class 1A, tries to save someone, as in the bully just disses Kirishima off like a pansy. Which then he just walks by Mina, who just happened to be, not Mina, Ashido. Well, her name is Mina, but I'm just gonna call her Ashido because it's easier. Who just happened to be walking by as well. Who also defended the person. And, well, then Deku goes home. And Deku just goes home in his little shop. He goes to his bed and lays there for about 30 minutes, panting on how the world is tiresome. And, well, he studies for about an hour. After that, he takes a shower, puts on some clothes, and then he goes towards the bottom, to where the shop is, to help his mom out, to help with the customers. Then we see another familiar face from My Hero Academia's canon series, Ochako. As then he's just like, and then as Deku just goes, "Hey Ochako, I have your tea here." And, well, she gives the tea, and Ochako gives the money, smiling, saying thank you, as then she later leaves. Deku then decides to go for his routine workout, which today's Monday, so yeah, he has like strength training today. Next is speed, stamina. No, that's his speed, break, stamina, and just stretches. Deku's just outside the shop as he starts to stretch and then goes out for a jog. Then he does strength training, boxing training, and then just goes home to sleep. This is literally every day. And, well, yeah, that's basically how things go. Until 3 months later. Oh, I kind of forgot to mention the fact that Deku does not stand out for shit. Deku, like, nobody, some people actually believe Deku's quirkless because he just doesn't use his quirk. He's not that type to show off. And other people who know Deku from a younger age fear him. They call him the Blue Flame Devil. So, yeah. And, well, Deku goes out into the forest every now and then with a huge bag of candles, which then he just puts 3 down on the floor and sits down. And he tries to light the ones and the end at the same time, without hitting the one in the middle. And he always seems to fucking fail miserably. As then Deku goes home, and his father's there, saying, you know, you could get a handle of this quirks, or if you would just let Deku turns around and says to his father, I refuse to use this side for anything other than to heat up my body. That's as most else I use it. And then he goes on saying how he refuses to use his father quirk, da 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 da, you know, Todoroki style. And then he just leaves. And the only reason he's training on it is so he can make sure to not accidentally burn down the shop again. And, you know, stuff like that. So Deku just that's his normal day. No, one day he notices while he's jogging, I mean, like he's done the hour of training, he's helped his family out, and now he's just gonna try and jog his way. Now he's just doing his training. That's what I'm trying to say. And well, he notices that someone's following him. When he turns around and says, "Who the hell's following me?" A Chaco pops out the corner. And he's just like, "What do you want?" And she's just like, "Could you please train me?" Which Deku is saying no, but she just keeps bothering him. So Deku reluctantly, you guys get what I'm trying to say, agrees. And so, a span of, not 10, 8 months, they train together. So, 4 months after Ochako and Deku started training together, Deku has actually gotten close to Ochako. And Ochako's gotten close to Deku. They have their little blushy moments. And it's when Ochako's just teasing Deku, and when Deku's teasing Ochako. And it's just like... And that's what the man at the gym is like always complaining about. Like, you two should just date and save me the trouble of dealing with you guys already. This and that. And, well... yeah. So, nothing really actually spectacular happens until, like I said, 4 months have passed of them training together. And, well, Deku's just looking on his phone, which he has a phone, obviously. And, well, he goes on, and he sees something about the news, about an entire school has been completely quarantined due to a villain giving off a gas fungus. And, well, Deku's just like, not my problem. As then he sees what school it is, and it's Ochako's, because they don't go to the same school. And he's just like, oh, hell no. As then Deku literally just runs through the halls and out of school. His parents are called, but who the fuck, he does not give a damn. As then he just runs towards Ochako's school. When he gets there, he sees that our heroes are outside, and after further explanation, he kind of notices that, well... the reason they're outside is because if they go inside, they're gonna collapse. But he does see some heroes going inside, so he wonders what do they all have in common. None of them are wearing gas masks, but he does see that they all have fire emblems on them. So he naturally figures out that they all have the ability, they're all fire users. And he's just like, oh, convenient. And then Deku literally walks in, like, all the heroes are trying to stop him, but he just walks right in. And then they see that he's not being affected, so he must have a fire quirk. As then Deku just runs in trying to find Ochako. And instead of finding Ochako, he finds 3 villains. Powerhouser, Mindex, and Fun Guy. You can guess who's poisoning the entire school. As then Fun Guy yells to Powerhouser to bulldoze that kid out of here. And take him out. He's a fire quirk user. He's dangerous. So Deku then realizes this toxinatic air must only not affect fire quirk users, but it also must be weakened by fire. Which then Deku just has to dodge the freaking massive juggernaut-style powerhouser running right through to Deku. And he does. But then he has to dodge like 3 incoming bullets on Fun Guy. Then Mindex tries to go for a grab, and then shoots some pinkish orangish lasers out of pinkish purplish lasers at Deku, which Deku just casually dodges. Birds, I hate you. So Deku, after dodging completely, just like Ultra Instinct his way through these guys, stands back and he tries to figure out what their quirks is. Power Hauser must be like a weak version of All Might, and well, he figures that out pretty soon after he punches through the goddamn wall and the freaking school shakes. Anyway, Deku is doing his best not to get hit by the pinkish thing because he doesn't want to figure out what the hell that does. I mean, he does want to figure it out, he just doesn't want to be the guinea pig. As then when a hero comes in saying, "Kid, move out the way," and he starts to like, he turn his body into fire, Mindex hits the hero with a fire attack. Not a fire attack, but with his pinkish bullets, causing the hero to be stuck in a trance. And, well, nothing special's happening. He's just sitting there. This is when Deku realizes that motherfucker has the Mindex. That motherfucker can control minds. Not really control them, but trap them in nightmares. Control the images they see and, well, probably memories. This is what he's thinking, but he can definitely control memories. So yeah. What Mindex does is that he goes in through the images of, well, the memories of the person he's trapped, and then he searches for the ones that cause nightmares to them. And, well, he traps him in an infinite loop. Like, 1 second feels like a year in there. And yeah, so Mindex is trying to grab the kid to do the same. So to allow fungi to create a specialized fungi to shoot him and, throw it at him and actually affect the fire quirk user. Which he can do, by the way, I forgot to mention that too. When Mindex and Powerhouse are about to overpower Deku, a familiar face comes through. No, not All Might, but Endeavor, who just roasts alive Powerhouser. Not really roasts him alive, but you get the point. He attacks him. He grabs the kid, which he sees he has no fungus on him, so he must be a fire cook user, and he just throws him aside. He throws him aside without hesitation. And, well, Endeavor says, "Run, kid, get out of here." Which Deku just looks at Endeavor saying, "Hell no, I refuse." And, well, Deku is then later on fighting with Mindex, which was a mistake. Because, like, Mindex Charge manages to run past Endeavor and then attack the kid, which he dodges and starts to attack back, which was a mistake because then he gets actually captured by Mindex dodging him, saying yeet, and, like, kicking Deku in the gut while also putting one of his bullets on him. And when it does this, he is trapped in an infinite loop of the nightmare he had plus extra. So these are the visions that Deku is seeing. Him first activating his quirk, people disgracing him for it, and then his father. Now let me go into great detail. Here's how Deku found out he had a quirk and how it activated. He remembers going to the quirk doctor with the ambition to become a hero, and the doctor saying, "Sorry kid, you don't have your quirk yet." And Deku impatiently growing every single day to find out what his quirk is. And, well, 2 years later, so Deku's 7 years old, someone attacks so Deku's like in first grade. Someone attacks his school, which Deku then later on attacks the man back, because he's right there at the corner. The man punches Deku to the side, and then he's about to shoot this, like, water bullet at Deku. Which, like, no, it's like ice bullet at Deku. Which then Deku immediately, he goes out for, like, a swing of his hands, and flames engulf the man. And then he starts screaming in pain, saying how much it burns, and begging the kid to stop. And then later, the man falls on the ground and touches a carpet, which then later causes the floor, and then, essentially the whole building to burn down. And Deku being trapped in the room, not being able to withstand the raw intensity of his own flames. And well, when the doctor figures out what Deku's quirk is, he labels it demonic flames, and he tells Inko and his father that, well, the news. He goes and saying, "Well, what are your quirks?" And Heisei says, I have the ability to spit fire, and well, my wife has the ability to attract objects. But like, I'm gonna change her quirk a little bit more. She has the ability to control she has telekinesis control, which allows her to control her body explicitly well. Great flexibility, strength, stuff like that. And well, she also has telekinesis on that point, but like the small amount of telekinesis she has in canon. And well, Heisei has the ability to spit fire. When these two quirks combine, it allowed the okay, anyway, it allowed Deku to gain the ability to spit, and like it enhanced his father's flames, and thanks to the mom side of the quirk, it allowed the flames to spread across Deku's entire body. But a mutation happened, and it caused Deku's body to not be able to withstand the raw intensity or withstand flames in general. His body was not meant to contain the quirk Deku had. And when Heisei hears this, when he first sees his son, he barely... And when Heisei hears this, when he first sees his son, he barely looks at him. And when Deku finally gets his father to look at him, trying for some comfort, the fact that he just killed a man and would threaten hundreds of others, because of his first activation of his quirk, Heisei looks at his son with a face of disgust. And this face haunts Deku till this very day. Heisei was then later on trying to force Deku to become a hero, so he could not only gain better control, but gain money for his family, and stuff like that. And well, this infuriated Deku from a very young age. Well, then he also sees his father yelling at him, saying, abusing him, and his mom, and stuff like that. Then he sees his entire classmates after the school room was built, because like the whole school didn't burn down, just a section of it. And well, whatever was left, everyone looked at Deku like a villain, to the point where he had to move away. And well, he doesn't. This just goes in an infinite loop until Deku and the spirit breaks out of it. Yes, I mean like his will broke out of it, and well, he starts thinking about other things, such as the one time he saved his only and best friend Ochako, which he was about 12 at the time, where these groups of thugs were all over Ochako, and well, he just goes on and saves them from her. But then he accidentally activates his flame, giving him the name the Blue Flame and Devil. And well, Deku just grows up after that. And then he remembers glimpses of the moments he had with Ochako when they're training, and how they grew to become great friends. And then this starts to loop, and Mindex, I almost called him Gother, but Mindex starts to see what the heck is happening, and he's just like, what? But how? No one can. And before he can even finish that sentence, Deku has a flashback of when his mom says this. Do you know, I couldn't really control anything when I was a kid. And it's like, but you're a great controller now. How did you do it when you were a kid? And the mom and Inko goes, well, that's simple. I always had a tremendous fear of quirks when I was a little kid. But when I stopped fearing my quirk, well then I allowed it to allow me to control it better. And Heisei's fire-breathing quirk was similar. It had this similar effect to it. So why don't you just embrace your flames, honey? And then, well, we see Deku kind of yelling, exploding at his mom, saying why he can't. and he refuses to use his flames, stuff like that. He blames his father because he rejected him at the time he needs most, and he happens to be a fire quirk user, so stuff like that. And well, Deku's just seeing this, and he's just like, why does everyone call this my flames? And then he starts thinking, and it's just like, my flames, no, I don't, these are not my flames. I refuse to accept them. And then he has glances of Ochako once again, saying, why do you refuse to use your quirk? Because they're not mine. And Ochako's reminding him, well, it's in your body and not his. They have differences, and well, you actually choose to use it for good, while your father uses it to torment you. And then Deku realizes this simple fact. This one thing that it was obvious to everyone else, but not to him. These are my flames. And when Deku sees this, his body in the real world bursts into blue flames. And Mindex is like, is he killing himself? Because Deku's body is not tolerant to his flames, so he should obviously be burning to death right now. And Endeavor, who is still fighting Powerhouse, sees this, and like they're all glancing into the one bright thing besides Endeavor in the whole school, and it's Deku. And then Deku is just like, these are my flames. They don't control me. They don't. No. I won't let them consume me. I won't let them burn anything else no more. Because these are my flames. And I choose what they burn. And well, Deku just then raises up his head with blue eyes complementing his black hair. Which his black hair also gained a little bluish tint. With this bluish aura surrounding Deku. And since now Deku chooses what burns and what doesn't, he's making sure his body's not burning. And he just swipes his hand. Mindex burning again and starting to burn. But not like it would usually cremate, not like it usually does. Usually it would just cremate someone immediately, but no, it doesn't. It's just surrounding him, causing great pain, but not, how do I say, lethal. And then Endeavor's just watching these kids' blue flames go out everywhere. And Powerhouse, seeing that he just took out Ghost. Now, oh my god, Mindex is just like, who the hell are you? As in Deku charges at Mindex, throwing a massive fire engulfed fist at his face, sending him flying backwards. Endeavor's still watching, keep in mind. And captivated by this boy's strength. It's just like, you really want to know who I am. As then Deku starts to form a fireball. And it's not like a normal fireball, it's like a Rasengan fireball. Because it's just spiraling and twirling and spinning around over and faster in many different directions. And he's just like, I'm the Blue Flame Devil. And then, well, Endeavor realizes rumors that he's heard while coming out here is saying, talking about the Blue Flame Devil out of coincidence. And he's just like, this is the kid? The kid with intensely blue flames. As in Deku is just, with this massive fireball, charges right towards Fungi and Powerhouser. And Powerhouser goes for a defensive stance, which Deku with the swipe of his left hand, which is holding the Rasengan fireball in his right. And he's just like, with his left hand swipes, and he dismantles that man's guard. And then he grabs Powerhouser by the collar, throwing him to Fungi. And now that they're both in the same place, he uses the flaming Rasengan, is what I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to give it a name. Eventually, and well, he just smashes it against their Powerhouse's chest, who's on top of Fungi right now, and they're both feeling the intense raw heat. And what was contained in this fireball is now going throughout the entire school. Usually the entire school would be burning alive, I mean like just gone, devastated. But he's controlling it, so only the fungus, the intoxicated air, and the people who are sick, who happen to grow fungi, are now burning alive. And, well, Deku's just like, getting more vicious as he goes. Not necessarily vicious, but he's like putting all his frustration into this one fireball, as then he releases it, and the raw impact just explodes. Not necessarily explodes, but the raw force causes every glass in the entire school to break, to shatter. And then Deku, now with this refound strength, this newfound strength is what I meant to say, this confidence, this new self-realization, there it is now just running around the school. Well, still with flames coming off him, keep in mind. He doesn't have that bluish aura and his eyes are not shining blue anymore. They're grayish now. Is just running around the whole school trying to find his only friend, and he finds her laying on the desk that she collapsed on. He goes to Uchako, who says like, Deku, you're on fire, and he's just like, huh? Oh, yeah, I have a lot of explaining to do. As then, well, the school's obviously cancelled for that day, for the stuff, and well, for the obvious attack on the school. And well, Ochako and Deku get to spend more time. He's obviously not going back to school, but he does go home. After he like comfort Ochako and stuff like that, after he comforts Ochako and stuff like that, and he just goes. And the first time his father is just like, so you finally activated your flames. You finally accepted your flames, your fate to become a. And then Deku just goes, punches Heisei in the mouth. So then him flying, like not necessarily flying, but it knocks him back a couple feet. As then Heisei's just like, how dare you! And Deku just cuts him off immediately, saying, I'm gonna become a hero, but not because you want me to. I'm gonna become a hero so I can protect the people I care about. And sorry to mention it, and you're not one of them. As then Deku goes for a flaming kick to Heisei's ribs. As he's doing this, he yells, get out! As then Heisei is sent flying through the front door of the shop. And Inko was never actually powerful enough to dump this dude. And so seeing her son accepting his quirk and kind of kicking the dick that's been living with them for years and tormenting them for years out of the house, was just like, thank you, you are my new ruler, please, I love you, son, mwah, kisses him a couple times, you know, stuff like that. And well, Heisei just leaves. He's obviously gonna come back in the next story, but you guys get what I mean. And for the next 6 months, which they only have 6 months left, Uraraka and Deku train. And Deku's just trying to see his extent of his control with his flames, which is gained exponentially. He can just like release it like a flamethrower, or like they do in Avatar. He can throw a kick and fire will come out of the kick, and fists and stuff like that. He's not a firebender, but the way they use the fire he could do that. And Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the movie, the actual show. And well, he could also release it like Amaterasu from Naruto. Like just release it anywhere outside his body and meet it. And yeah, he also has some Natsu properties, like the flame engulfed fist, which he calls it Inferno Iron Fist, Inferno Kick, you know, stuff like that. And well, yeah, he can spit fire like his father. And actually, a mutation happened because his father could breathe fire. He had a mutation in his lungs, like his father could breathe fire. But Deku had another mutation on top of that mutation that allowed his stomach to withstand fire. And he only discovered this when Ochako was kind of accidentally causing an explosion, and Deku, with his mouth open, gets in front of it, Ochako, saying, "Move!" As then all the fire just sucks into Deku's mouth. And instead of him saying, complaining how like his insides are burning and shit, he actually just consumes it. And it's just like you can eat fire, you can breathe fire, but you can't withstand it on your skin. So he essentially has Natsu's lungs, Natsu's digestive system, but not his skin to withstand fire. So yeah, there's some stuff right there. Well, now he can, because he can control what burns and what doesn't. So he can literally engulf an entire city and only kill one person, which is amazing. And well, yeah, that's what I'm leaving off of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do guys want to see more, show your affection for this video by smashing that like button. You know, just a Delaware smash, you know, a Detroit smash. Hell, I want you to even do a United States smash on that like button. Anyway, if you guys want more content like this, which I'm planning on putting out my first story, yeah, my first story sooner, probably soon, I don't really know, but yeah, I'm going to be leaving it off here. I hope you guys hit that subscribe button so you can see when my first story comes out, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. All in one stories out.